Well, folks, with the Whitfield Report in its 5th season and me starting my 14th year of podcasting in 2021, I figured now would be as good time as any to start a Patreon page for the podcast. And I know everyone these days has a Patreon page who is a podcaster, but let me tell you what you're going to get if you decide to join the Whitfield Report Patreon. At the $1 level, you'll simply be contributing. That'll simply be a way of saying thank you, and I appreciate it, but that's that. However, at the $3 level on up, you're going to be getting access to an exclusive podcast that I'm hoping to do weekly called the Savage Express Podcast. And on that podcast, exclusive to Patreon subscribers and supporters, I'll be covering music and movies and pop culture and personally and anecdotes in ways that I can't cover on YouTube or traditional podcast platforms. I'm hoping to do this every week. I might not, but it'll certainly be a longer form podcast for those types of topics if you're interested in that sort of thing. And I also might be re-releasing some episodes of the Whitfield Analysis, my old podcast, re-releasing the back catalog, as it were, digging out some old video clips that I've had in archive for years, and posting all of that exclusively to the Patreon site for you guys. It's going to be a good time, and there are a couple of different tiers you can join in at. I understand if you can't join the Patreon, but if you're able to financially support the show and you want to help out, joining the Patreon would be the best way to do that. So I encourage you to go to patreon.com/Whitfield Report and sign up on one of the tiers today. And again, folks, I want to thank you for supporting the podcast. Thank you for listening to the podcast. And hopefully, I can look forward to your financial contribution, which I deeply appreciate as well. God bless, folks, and God, freedom, legacy in that order. Said Owen Benjamin tried to poison my lasagna. That's how you're going to try and diss someone in a wheelchair? By saying that the wind blew them over? That's your slight jab at me, buddy? Nice try. Must be nice to try and make jokes like that. Found out about Owen Benjamin and the Unbearables. I can't remember exactly who told me about that. It might have been one of them who had reached out to me, actually. Long story short, in like March of 2018, I was looking to, of course, continue building the show, and I was looking for a group of networkers, kind of like-minded creative conservatives, and I was told about the Unbearables. I found out about Owen through the JRE podcast. To be honest, I wasn't really a big fan of him comedically. Like, I thought he was okay, but he wasn't, great. But I kind of liked what he was doing with the whole, anti-trans kids thing. That really spoke out to me. And in the beginning, the Unbearables seemed to be a great network. People who were doing creative stuff like art and design and podcasting and video production, parody, songs, musicianship, in the case of Chuck Forrest, and just late night streams, which was how I met the original DZ guys. Of course, John Neary was my first interview for the brief period of time I was with the Bears. But here's the thing, Owen's not even a conservative. He's a fucking leftist, posing. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing.
how dare you? Owen is doing the shit that mass shooters do before they go and do a school shooting. Here's my manifesto. We need to get rid of the weak people, and I'm not saying he's going to be the one to do this.
An Australian man murdered his wife with a pair of scissors, stabbed her in the chest.
This is a warning to the general public about Owen Benjamin. We warned you. How dare you?
Must be nice.
According to him, the goat urinated on him first, in front of Amy.
all this gay talk is pissing off my German Shepherd.
And welcome to tonight's edition of the Whitfield Report. I am your host, Sam Whitfield, broadcasting live here from NGC Studios here in South Florida. And apologies for the delay. We were doing audio checks. My co-host and I were this evening. So welcome to the show, everyone. I want to thank you all for joining me. And as always, thanks once again to Bruce City for that killer intro. We premiered that last week, but yeah, I wanted to give her credit again for that, just because she's terrific. So again, thanks for that intro, Brew. Anyway, contact info as usual. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @semdevere_NGC. Hashtag Whitfield Report. For right now, at least, you can follow me on Gab and Minds, but unfortunately not Parler, at Sam Whitfield. TheSamWhitfield.com is my website address. Facebook.com/Whitfield Report. And subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts or wherever else you get your podcasts from. Alrighty. So it is well, it is officially my birthday tomorrow, and I'm turning 26. And not really sure how I feel about that, to be honest. But before I go any further, I do want to take a minute to bring on my co-host and introduce and welcome back to the program, the apex of gammas, Apex Gamma.
Hi, Sammy. Hi, everybody. I missed the intro. I didn't realize that Brew had gotten your intro done for you. I have no idea what it is.
I'll have to send it to. I'll have to send you a video link to it. It's pretty cool. It's basically a montage of me versus Owen Benjamin and that whole saga.
Awesome, dude. Very cool. But yeah, it's nice to be back. Just Batman and Robin here in the Rape Machine on the Whitfield Report. I hope I sound all right, chat.
You sound perfect, actually.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, man. I know it's a little early, and I'm sure I'll tell you several more times over the next 24 hours or so, but happy early birthday, young man. And I'll tell you what you think about it. You don't. It's just another day. I mean, it is another cross of the finish line. You know, around the race, around the track. You know what I mean? Like it's not nothing, but it's also not worth. Not worth spending too much energy on.
Well, this one is one of those ones where it's like, you turn 18, you're a legal adult, then you turn 21 and you can legally drink. You turn 25, which I did last year, and you're a quarter of a century old, but then, what can you do at 26 other than do whatever else, you keep on doing. So that's the way
I'm kind of approaching it, but you know, I I'm just enjoying life and you know, trying to trying not to think about the incoming Biden apocalypse or you know whatever that's going to turn into. So, um,
All right. Well, push to talk is not working correctly, so I'm gonna try my best to mute because this thing's gonna pick up every single sound if I when I don't when I'm not talking. But yeah, man, I don't. I think we're in for a fucking whirlwind, and it's not gonna be what all the you know all the what do you call it those with TDS on the right, the Trump supporters with TDS
yeah,
and the QAnon and even just short of that, the people that are convinced that we're going to death camps and shit, which I mean, fuck, we may. Who the fuck knows? I mean, they're talking about the FEMA camps for COVID and stuff like that, but again, I see it all as fucking fear porn at this point. I don't
yeah.
take really any of it seriously. I honestly think that we're just going to see a slow destruction of this administration, like the all the shit that Trump was accused of. I mean, he's not going to get convicted of what he's being impeached for. Just the terminology used, it just legally doesn't hold up.
There,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that there's no point in doing that at this point since he's literally only president for what a few more days, and I can also guarantee you that you know even if he doesn't get prosecuted, he's not going to run either because that's what people are saying. Oh, you know they're afraid he's going to run again. Dude is dude is like 75 years old. He's close to I think he'll be in his 80s by the time, you know, 2024 rolls around or he'll be he'll be pretty damn close to it. And normally I would say that if anyone would run at 80 it would be him, but I mean, who wants to do that at that age? I can't even picture him wanting to do that. So,
Well, yeah. I mean, I just think though that we're going to see like a slow destruction because I mean the Hunter laptop, that shit's I don't know, man. I mean, it's hard to say, like, because a year or two ago, certainly 2 years ago, it would have been impossible to come to the conclusion of anyone of a rational mind to be like, they're gonna fucking Jeffrey Epstein, if he ever gets arrested, they're gonna fucking kill him right in front of our faces, and they did that.
yeah.
Like, I mean, they did that, and that happened like 10 fucking minutes ago, and now, you know, so for me to say it'd be illogical, beyond illogical
Happy
for the
birthday,
Hunter
Sam Greenlegs
Biden
and Ham Whitfield.
shit and all of the corruption linked to Biden during his time under Obama, the Obama administration, and subsequent, dealings before and after. There's a lot of there's a lot of evidence for it, but that doesn't mean shit in this day and age. I mean, I personally think that we're just gonna watch this shit fucking crumble. And it's not going to be good. It's going to be worse for us at the bottom, but it's going to be bad for all of them too. And I said 4 years ago, worst case scenario, Donald Trump, while being funny in office, will fucking just absolutely wreck shop in ways I couldn't, forecast at the time. And even still, I don't know what the end result in 10 years down the line, what the legacy of Trump's time in office is going to be. But I see it, I always did see it as a chance for us to take some power back, kind of, uh, from the, just wreck fucking shop. I mean, I don't know, man. The argument I always tend to get into is like, because I think Donald Trump's was a good president. I mean, he was actually, ironically,
Yeah.
very good at the diplomatic stuff. you know what I mean? The diplomacy part, he was very good at. He got a lot accomplished in foreign affairs.
Which I'm not really surprised by because, if you look at his resume, he is a businessman and he does international business deals. I mean, there's a reason why, his company is called Trump International, and so that was his strong suit. That didn't surprise me at all. I mean, honestly, I still think the biggest complaint that and the thing that they're trying to kind of, I guess, hang him for is he says mean words, and he says he riles people up. Now, whether or not he incited violence, I've had this argument with people IRL this week, and he did tell people to give him hell in DC, but he's also a New Yorker, and kind of the way I interpreted what he was saying to those people is give him hell, in the same way that like a New York Yankees fan might tell the team to go give the Red Sox fucking hell, or something like that. It was more like that. He didn't. I don't ever think he actually said burn down the Capitol or anything like they're trying to accuse him of saying.
Well, hold on. Now, I mean, I would be a liar if I said I didn't think it's sort of, man, I'm not going to do it. But there's a comparison that could be made to another individual that you and I are both familiar with, extensively familiar with on the internet.
Backyard farmer, let's call him. Right?
Yeah, the backyard farmer, man. I think Donald Trump is much better at it and much more. See, I don't think he necessarily. I mean, he clearly that you can listen to everything he said, and he never said anything close to do what those people did. He never directed people to do anything like that.
Right.
But what he did do, and what he does do, is speak in a certain way, which is, I mean, it's not. The problem is it's not illegal. Like, it's not like our forefathers had many legal scholars throughout the history of the free world have deemed what he's doing dangerous, sure, but not illegal. Like, it's something that people should be aware of, a type of behavior, And I mean, I don't want to lend too much credit to the narrative around what happened at the Capitol, but I mean, Trump is very good at using language. It's why Twitter has been main fucking thing for even since before he was president, dude. Like, he uses language that is just the purest form in short format. He can use words structured in a certain way, and I mean, that's why he is good in crowds and shit. He feeds off of energy, and he tells people, he's often not specific. He says things, the whole, we're going to win bigly, we're going to fight, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, again, clearly by language, people with a brain listen to that, and you can fill in a lot of blanks there, and that's what people are talking about is,
yeah,
it's sort of like it's like a cult-like thing, cult-like way of communicating to your quote-unquote followers. You speak in these bombastic and overarching terms, and you talk, again, I mean, I see the angle that these people are trying to paint it, but it's not going to hold up, especially in a court of law, dude. I say that, But again, that's why I preface this whole thing with, in this fucking world, honk honk, goddamn clown world.
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows? I mean, I would not. I would be. I would be. I mean, it's an equal. It's like a 50-50 that not only will this, or that this will blow up in the Democrats' face. You know, they didn't. The wording in the impeachment, the articles of impeachment are not legally. You know, they're not going to hold up legally. And 50-50 was either that or he goes to fucking jail like forever for some absolute phony shit that we all know isn't actually true, legally speaking, but they're going to say, well, yeah, according to the law, it says this, but we all know the conclusion from experts all say that even though he didn't say these words, he meant these words. So he now will spend the rest of his life in jail. And everyone who supported him, by the way, we have your voting records, all of you, will be paying extra taxes. And if you don't, you're going to jail with him or some, you know,
Yeah.
some crazy shit like that. I mean, I'm sure that's the rabbit hole that people go down in their brains right now. But I mean, again, I just don't see it. I've said it multiple times. Like, the American spirit is not that dead, dude. Even the fucking libtards out there burning shit down for the wrong reasons, burning the wrong shit down for the wrong reasons, they still have what, I mean, it's a corrupted version of it, but it's still sort of that freedom they have. There's something inside of them that, you know, when we're all
They
when we're all stripped the fuck down by the state that we either tried to warn everyone else about or we tried to you know, stand with, we're all going to be, you know, we will all find much more common ground than you know, than we think, especially right now. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well, you know, and I do want to clarify something I said last Sunday, because I made a video essentially warning people about going to inauguration, and what I said was I think it's a bad idea to go to Washington D.C. on Wednesday. I never said don't go to Washington D.C. Well, maybe I might have at least once, but what I meant to say is it's not a good idea to go to Washington D.C. I don't think if you're you know, in like a patriot rally or type of group, for the simple reason of, and we're already starting to see this, the you know, there is National Guard deployed, you know, in DC right now, and it seems like, uh, they're kind of preparing for something to maybe happen on Wednesday, and I don't know. It almost seems to me like kind of like Biden and the elites want something to happen. So my whole thing is, look, if you're gonna go to DC, by all means go to DC, but you know, be careful who you go with. You know, if you want to protest Biden's inauguration, I have no problem with that. But you know, just make sure that you know you don't end up in the middle of that. You don't end up tangentially and connected with some you know riot or you know QAnon thing that ends up going haywire and gets people arrested and accused of domestic terrorism, because
Yeah, I think no, I think you had it right the first time. Don't fucking go.
yeah,
Like, the question you should encourage these people to ask themselves is why? Why would you go? First of all, do you have family? Do you have children, like a wife or a girlfriend or parents, or anybody other than yourself? You know, and I mean, I imagine some certain people could make the argument, well, that's why I'm going. For my kids, I'm trying to protect their future. That's not what you're doing. You're
yeah,
playing into the fucking theater. It's all fucking theater, dude. If you cared about your kids, you would ignore that shit. You would protect them from it, and you would build them something that they could inherit and live, and raise their kids on with, whatever that may be. And that's something I always, never, I always despised he who shall not be named for, because he's always been right about that. That is a simple truth. Like, everyone should know how to fucking grow things. Everyone should. Raising chickens is not that fucking hard. It takes time, and you need to know what the fuck you're doing. But with a little bit of property, you can do a lot as far as growing, being somewhat self-sustainable. That's never a bad idea for people. But
and as much as I hate to give him credit on this, he was initially right when he said that Q is a bunch of nonsense. Of course, he he recanted on that as soon as he found out that Daddy Vox is a Q-tard. But initially, and this is where I will give Owen credit. Owen initially said that Q is nonsense and that it's it's nothing. And I've been screaming that for, not screaming, but I've been saying that for a long time, particularly because I know that you're my co-host, Apex, but you do not see some of the weird ass emails I've gotten from Q people in my show inbox. I mean, stuff about UFOs and aliens and Jesus is or Trump is the second coming of Jesus, and also Jesus has been on Mars, or and I know that's not all the Q people, but point being is the QAnon people are pretty out there, to say the very least. And what sucks is we had there were those idiots that stormed the Capitol with that Ted Nugent wannabe lookalike, and even Alex Jones, who many normies consider to be crazy now out there, even Alex Jones says that QAnon is crazy and that QAnon basically fucked up what MAGA was trying to do, and it's it's true. So, like I've said before, no one I know is going to DC, and no one I know no one I know really well, I should say, is involved with Q or anything like that either. So, before you guys get on Twitter and lump every conservative into the Q box, know that that's not all of us. I still don't understand what the fuck it is, as I've said. So
I don't. Well, it's a pseudo religion, man. And I mean,
yeah,
it's whoever, whatever group or whomever, whatever chain of events took place to make that happen, or however it evolved. I imagine it, and I've always imagined it as some sort of op, not specifically as a government op, perhaps, but not not specifically ours, or even like a state sponsored one per se. But like the way people latched onto it, and because it changed. we've we've existed in a very interesting period in internet and actual history, but the internet, for as long as it exists, hopefully not that long, honestly, at least in its current form. But it's just it. I've said this before on the stream, on your show anyway, that it's really strange what the internet does to the psyche, or what the ability it has to manipulate people's psyche, because it's like a tangible intangible. You can touch it. You're interacting with it, but it's not. You're talking to real people, but they're not in front of you. And there's it breaks down from there. But I know, just like, I mean, shit. There's lots of wild things that smart people I know believe or have believed over time. And again, I always go back to Owen. Damn it, I did it. But
I did it
there
too.
are
Don't worry.
well, but I mean, I don't know. The excuses can be made on all fronts, but I don't think I I'm a little hard on myself for that, because Owen was not the dude that he's been for the last couple of years. When I was watching him, I was already making videos by the time he started molding into that. But that again, he's a perfect case study for this sort of thing, where like all you got to do is like be convincing, ambiguous and convincing, and you know put a string of numbers together that means something, or you know what I mean. I don't know, man. Like the Q thing, I mean, I feel bad for anybody. I know a few people that in real life, actually,
Yeah.
I know a few of them um that buy it, and a
I
couple of them are still on their copium, dude. They still think. I had a conversation with a guy just the other day that thinks that Joe Biden's not going to be at the inauguration because he's going to be in jail.
yeah.
And it's like, I mean, it's wonderful. It's wonderful to have an imagination and to to dream and to hope. But like, if you actually, it'd be fine to think that in your head, but to go around and talk to strangers and say, "Hey, we've never spoken about anything before, but let me tell you, don't worry, no, don't stress out, because Joe Biden's going to be in handcuffs, and President Trump will be back in office come the come the 20th." It's like,
And
okay,
if that
uh,
and if that were to actually happen on the 20th, like let's just go down that rabbit hole that like somehow Biden were to get arrested and Trump were to somehow take over. There would be even more fucking pandemonium in the street, you know, than there already is now.
yeah,
So
and I mean, Will actually brings up a good point, and it's kind of my stance on the thing. They're short of just like any other ideology, short of hurting people, man. Like, believe whatever the fuck you want. Like, do you think I've known plenty of people that think some wild shit about the universe and aliens and ghosts and spirits and numerology, and like, yeah, that's for the most part I'll listen to it, so long as it's not doesn't go on for too fucking long. And if it's interesting, I'll find it interesting. But it seems to be there are there are numerous very strange like concepts of you know um, like worldview that people use as a primary. It seems seemingly as a primary operating system, and it can attach to any number of. I mean, it's like again, it's sort of like religion. Although I hate to besmirch, um, religion in general, just broadly, but it's the same. I feel like it's the same kind of idea, or at least the manipulation of religion. To as I feel like it's been for hundreds of years now. It's been twisted as a tool to manipulate and hurt people, generally speaking, on a pretty broadly speaking, on the grand scheme. The Pope and the fucking the Catholic Church. We all know about that stuff. But
yeah,
the point though is it's like it's the intangible, and like there's weird shit that happens in life. We've all experienced things that if it were framed ahead of time, you would call a miracle. I mean, I refer to them in my brain as in my memory as miracles. I did at the time as miracles because I had that built into my head. And I don't know what the fuck they really are, but it's still like that. Again, when you think that the things that can't be explained, or the things that are observable, but uh, you don't. No one else seems. That's another thing, is having answers that no one else, or you know what I mean, knowing things that other people don't know is a very tantalizing um, concept for most. You know what I mean? Like the idea of being on the bottom floor of some grand idea or some grand movement. Everybody wants to fucking. I mean, most people want that. You know, right? I
Yeah.
mean, generally speaking, anyway. So, I mean, Trump was a force, man, and he came. He something else that's really been bothering me is like I feel like uh, Trump has been the perfect fucking tool. Like in retrospect, he was perfect because he was exactly what he's mostly the person you and I and all of his supporters generally see him as an American that cares about American people and is will destroy institutions long standing to protect again, just generally speaking, as long as Israel's not involved. But you know, with I don't know, man, the conspiracy part of my brain really wonders, man, because like as divided as everything is right now, like you 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 divide the people that actually care about, you know, I don't know, man, like I guess kind of the point, my observation anyway, is like the idea that's been seen or that I've seen observed for in presidents for a long time. They effectively are called liars to get it. They lie to get into office.
Mm-hmm.
But in several cases, none of which I can think of off the top of my head, a lot of these politicians their history shows behavior that they say they will enact when they get into the White House. They've passed legislation or just behaved as a politician that coincides with what goals that they set forth towards the office of the president, and then they get there and everything fucking changes and they become. So it's like no matter who gets in the office, it doesn't matter what their goals are if it doesn't align with whatever overseeing structure, be that the military industrial complex coupled with foreign influence and all the other craziness, which we all know to be true, generally speaking, but some of it we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like, so it's like, it doesn't matter who gets in, they're all just a puppet. They're doing the bidding. And Trump being the kind of person he is, who wouldn't play ball and didn't need to play ball, didn't play ball to get there. They like, kind of like you would do, using a charging
Well,
person's weight against them. You know what I mean? You just kind of steered him into what the a shifted goal, and maybe Agenda 2030 moved up to Agenda 2020, so to
yeah.
speak.
Well,
But
I know one thing for sure about Trump, and I do want to get to super chats here in just a sec. But one thing that struck me out about Trump was you know the fact that he basically, when he ran, he had his own fucking war chest and didn't need to didn't need donors. I mean, he had a few, but he really didn't need any. Um, and that was, I know that pissed a lot of people off in the political class because he couldn't be bought. And then I remember that there was all that stuff with him, you know like there was the grab him by the pussy, thing, which didn't do anything, and then there was the Stormy Daniels thing, which, like, most people were like, okay, so what? So, and then people tried bringing up Karen McDougal again, which actually had the exact opposite effect, where people were actually jealous of Trump. So, they couldn't do anything
yeah,
with they couldn't do anything with Trump in terms of blackmailing him. So
Yeah, the Teflon Don. hold the old Teflon Don meme. And to be honest with you, as hyped as everything is right now, I think that's how it's going to end up, man. Like, I don't know what he's going to do um, in the next, in the future, but I don't, I don't really think I don't think it's a good idea that he does much of anything other than tweet, and maybe he could do a Jordan Peterson and go just do fucking speaking tours, or be like some
well,
like
well,
political strategist for his son or something.
well, he can't tweet anymore. He's been banned, which is the other thing.
Sure.
Which is the other thing I want to get to. But real quick, let's read some comments and also get to some super chat. So super chat from E Scorpio. Happy birthday, Sam. Only 8 more years until you can run for president. The first person with a rape machine. The civil rights first. Well, thank you, E Scorpio, and I
Very cool, man.
I can tell you that Apex is going to be vice president, and Johnny Arcade is going to be chief of
Chief of Shaft. Johnny Arcade will be chief of Shaft.
he will be. I'm afraid that Johnny wouldn't be wearing pants in the administration. So and I would put E Scorpio in charge of ICE. So
you would catch that motherfucker just taking bribes from coyotes, right? I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty.
Never mind.
I'm pretty sure.
Never mind.
I'm pretty sure we would actually be taking money from drug cartels. Oh wait, we already do that as a country. Never mind.
Oh yeah, we pay them too.
Yeah. Never mind. But anyway, yeah, thanks for the donation. Scorpio,
Very cool. Yeah, thank you. Thank you,
thanks
Scorpio.
And to answer Okie Dean's question from earlier, I am not 15. I am turning 26. Regretfully, I am not aging. I am not 15. So, but if I were, there would be a lot of mistakes I would fix from age 15. So, but yeah.
He's not 15 for the third time, guys. He is 16 today. He is turning 16.
I am
legal in some states for consent. So, fellas, just kidding.
Titty salad. So
titty salad. What up? What up, girl?
But
46. That's right, Alan. His wheelchair is 496.
Yep. Yeah. No.
Anyway.
No. Alan is partially right, because after 2020 last year, I felt like I was 46. Like halfway through June, it was bad. But anyway.
I'll tell you what, man. I got some gray hairs. Oh yeah, you got more super chats. Good.
No, I think we're done on super chats for right.
There's one more. Fat Kick Boy had one earlier too.
He did. Happy birthday, Sam. Green eggs and ham, Whitfield. So thanks.
Yay!
Thanks again, Fat Kick Boy. And yeah, no, I don't have
very cool.
I don't have a Trove Low channel or whatever it is, but I guess everyone is bailing on D Live now that they're starting to demonetize people, which...
Well, you don't have the X tag, so you don't have to bail. I think this whole
I
migration from platform to platform is fucking silly, dude. People are gonna get caught up in so many different ways. I
yep
mean, look at what already happened with Parlor. I was talking about this the other day when you were talking to the Versa dudes. Like, it's just, I mean, they already have the keys to all of it. So
yeah
to pretend some new platform can pop up on an already, censored, like the overlords are already in control. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not saying we shouldn't try to make something, find something better or do something better. Uh, but I just think that I've seen everyone just knee jerk jump from one to the other. And Trovo is owned by fucking Tencent, which is one of the largest companies in the world, and Chinese fucking Communist Party based. So, I mean, I've given
oh
enough of
yeah
my data to the Chinese, so I'm good on Trovo. I'm good. I'm good on D Live. I'm good on. I go there for a couple of streams, a couple of streamers that can't stream on YouTube anymore, or don't stream on YouTube. And I mean, Bitwave.tv's been around for years, but I don't go there fucking either. I mean, I don't know. I would rather just, I don't know, man. I would rather, me personally, I just don't have the patience or the energy to jump from one to the other. And I mean, I never even did any of this social media shit. I'm not trying to get followers. I'm not, you know, any of that.
well
You know what I mean?
the other thing too is a lot of it is just an echo chamber too of the people that you were following on other platforms too. So
Exactly.
you're
Exactly. So you literally just end up with the same follower list that you're, you know, that's another thing. It's like I'm seeing people posting their parlors or their gabs to Twitter, and like, I'm leaving Twitter. Here's my Gab account. Here's my most recent Gab. Follow me on Gab. It's like, I mean, I just don't under I really don't understand. I don't understand the logic behind it, man. I guess social media's definitely poisoned my brain over the short term I've been on it, but I guess not enough to need that sort of, I don't know, man. Like, it is nice to be able to. Now, I'll be honest with you. If Discord, if and when Discord starts, you know, uh, enforcing draconian level censorship on private channels, then I'll be upset, because I do like talking to people. I do like, networking with people that I otherwise wouldn't meet in this setting. It reminds me. Discord honestly reminds me a lot of like modern AOL Instant Messenger kind of thing.
yeah
Just, obviously infinitely better, but it's the same sort of, idea where it's closed, and or you could let people in, or you could close it off, and you can make it, it's very. I mean, we could watch movies, me, you, and anybody else in either of our Discords, just on Discord. We can have a fucking movie party, or all chat, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That would bother me. But Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, fuck you guys. That's all bullshit anyway. And I mean, even Discord, like, I feel like the handful of people that I talk to, I could pretty comfortably exchange email addresses with, and um, you know, start an email chain or something. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, you figure it out.
I
You know?
am I am reading your tweets actually, and they are hilarious.
Yeah. Are they on stream or no?
No, they're they're not on stream. One of them I'll read. One of them I can't because uh well I'll text it to you and you'll see.
Maybe you just put it on screen for the chat to read. That would be bad, right? Because I don't say anything that bad. I don't think.
Um
Like, ever. Usually, sometimes I get drunk and go a little hard.
let me
What is it? I'm curious what you're looking at now.
L
Sam,
L
are
L
you mute?
no, I'm not on mute and you're not on mute. Wait.
Mm,
Wait, am I on mute?
No, I can hear you. Johnny says you can't hear you though. I think you might be fucking with you.
Yeah, I think my audio levels are good.
Yeah,
And
you're lighting up on my screen.
and you've also got my attention, Johnny. So usually Johnny does the thing where Johnny does the thing that like chicks do, where he wants to get my attention. So he'll just like say my name. So oh audio is low. Okay. Weird. We'll fix that though.
Maybe I'm just loud.
No, you sound fine to me, but then again,
Right, but in the Discord versus what they're hearing on stream.
oh,
I'm gonna mute for a second.
let me yeah, sometimes sometimes Streamlabs gets messed up. And yes, Johnny, yes, Josh, that is exactly what I'm saying. Johnny does want me to pee on him. Maybe.
Yeah, I think they were fucking with you because this is far back as I just played. You sound perfectly fine.
No, I guess there were issues, and then I changed something on Streamlabs, so on OBS, so it fixed it.
Sammy, the 15-year-old boomer.
I'm 26. Damn it. So, but anyway, no, I was about ready to. Actually, I can't believe I'm gonna do this, but I've got to
Larry tried to donate on Streamlabs and it didn't work.
You went through PayPal, Larry? Cool. I'll check PayPal too if you left a message. So
You said you were just about to talk about. Just about to bring something up.
I was checking my Twitter timeline and I saw something hilarious. I just sent you a screenshot of my Twitter timeline. I think you'll find it rather funny, Apex.
Whoa. I must have been drunk.
I mean,
you'll find many funny things on my timeline, I imagine.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You know what would be funny is if you put that one up with the other one where I was talking shit. the contradiction. That's where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm like, bitch, you ain't that special.
Oh yeah.
That's literally song lyrics to a song I was listening to at the time I was scrolling through Twitter. And dude, you know what? She's hot, and she the surgeries and all that. Aside from the surgeries and all that, she's still done a lot of work, and she, she deserves to get bonked every now and again from like down a peg or two, or at least not lifted up any more than she already is by the thousands of people that that do so.
I
use Twitter pretty simply. It's just it's like a diary for me, and there's there just happens to be other people in there.
Same here. I just use Twitter to show to dump content.
Well, show the chat, man. Show the chat. At least show the one that you were.
Okay, yeah. I'm
or at least show the account we're talking about.
I might as well.
Well, yeah, because they. I mean, I realize we're doing like a podcast, but you have video. There's no reason for us to just like try to describe. You know?
Yeah, I'm. So let me actually. Okay.
So I need a mic stand.
So your audio does sound great by the way, Apex.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So mine was a little quiet apparently according to Johnny, but
well, you've only been doing this for 15 years of your 16 years on the planet.
Yeah, if you want to believe that Johnny is telling you the truth about that, I personally think that Johnny is lying.
Sam, I've seen your old videos, man. You look about 4 or so. I'm not gonna lie, maybe 5. I'm also quiet. Well, I'm just trying not to like blow the mic. I could hold it closer to my face.
Careful.
I'm sure that
phrasing.
Yeah. Yeah, Sammy, apparently your volume still needs work.
I just changed it. I just upped it, Johnny. Okay.
Up it all the way, bro.
Now my volume is all the way up. Like all the way up in OBS. Okay. So
yeah, I was holding my mic like 3 feet away from my face because earlier in the sound check, everyone's like, you sound good, but it's staticky, and it only sounded good when I moved it further away. But yeah.
Okay. So
I just need the mic closer to my face.
Source.
So what?
I'm pulling up.
So what, nigga?
I'm pulling up that screenshot I sent you.
Oh wow. Excuse me. Twitter police. This is Sam Whitfield. Here to call out a contradiction of my friend for being mean and then not mean to my Twitter wife, who I have since had a divorce with because she's a grifter. My right machine does no good. It does no good.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I found it. Okay, so I'm not sure if Apex sent this as a direct response, but when I just pulled up my Twitter account. Okay, hold on. Let me scale this. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I was. Again, I was listening to the Night is Young by Big Gigantic as I was drunk and fucking around with my laptop, and I just happened to pull my phone up and was scrolling through Twitter, and that's literally those words as that I sent are part of the song, and there's saxophone in that song. So there's no context in the tweet, but yeah, good stuff.
I just found it hilarious. So
Yeah, I mean, well, it's definitely funny. It doesn't, there's no again, what I can't even remember what I said the other day. But yeah, I mean, women shouldn't be allowed on the internet.
well, they I could be really controversial and say I could be the ultimate simp and say no, they absolutely should be, but I have to agree with you on that.
What's that?
That women should shouldn't internet.
Yeah, okay. I was reading chat. John, nice glamour shots. Is that Apex's mom?
No, but it can
that's why her body gets me off like a drug. Because she's my mom.
but considering she also keeps talking about how she wants to be a MILF non-stop on Twitter, while also simultaneously bitching about guys all the time. Yeah.
So, while I joke about women not being allowed on the internet or being allowed to vote, both of those things, the real censorship that's happening. I know you wanted to talk about this, and I do too, because it's pretty unprecedented what we're witnessing. And I saw a quote, probably on Twitter. I'm not sure who it was from. I think it was Disclose TV, but it was, one of the biggest or like most common. I want to say arguments, but like counters that I get from people that I've known my whole life is like, dude, nothing ever happens. It's always the same shit. The politician, left comes in, right comes in. It's always the same. Nothing ever happens, And this quote, like, kind of hit home for me, especially with what's going on lately. There are decades where nothing seems to happen. And then there are days or weeks or months where decades tend to happen. You know what I mean? Like decades worth of movement, pieces. You know what I mean? Like major. You know what I mean? The thing could be said. I imagine for pre-World War I. The world was pretty relatively stable and on a upswing, and then it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So like. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's pretty unprecedented though. The level of not just the censorship, but the high-fiving, dude, like the cheering on. And I mean, I get it. And part of the reason I mean, I think it's on most people's minds lately, the idea of censorship, but it's been on most of our minds in this corner of the internet for years. But I, in particular, have been prompted because there's a handful of pretty big accounts that have followed my Twitter account since it, specifically because I was making Owen Benjamin videos, and they, anyway, they're the people that Owen talks about that go to absurd lengths and literally lie to frame him a certain way or to ultimately to get him deplatformed. And honestly, I feel like they would like to see him fucking murdered on public television in some of these cases. But I see they link my videos sometimes, and they I was just reading through some of their threads, and I can't tell honestly if it's there's one in particular. I can't tell if it's just an elite like left wing shit poster, because it does, some of it totally reads like just mirror image of right wing style talking points, just like that there's no way you believe that sort of thing. So, and it is Twitter, so it's mostly jokes. But anyway, I've been reflecting on my time making Owen Benjamin videos, and when he got kicked from YouTube specifically, and how, like, just thinking back on it, I never sought to get Owen deplatformed, and I said that multiple times. I know in many of my videos and on this show and any other place that I went, I never wanted any harm for him. I just wanted attention, because in the marketplace of ideas, you have to shine lights on the bad ideas, and explain why they're bad as best as you're able, or at least shine a light so that people that can better explain why those ideas are bad are able to do so for the greater public. That was, I mean, basically my idea. But so, I mean, effectively, I've sort of indirectly, I mean, even though I've explicitly said it, I feel like I've somehow managed to cultivate, or not, maybe not cultivate, but I've ended up on similar, or at least I don't know how to describe it, man, but I feel it important to anyway, I intend to make like my own personal video about this. I'm gonna write in like a, anyway, but yeah, so it's very long-winded, but they big tech removed the president of the United States from every platform. They Alex Jones, the fucking the sitting president
Yep.
of the United States.
Not
So
not just that, but I mean, the interesting thing about this is that the fucking president of Mexico, who by no means is a fan of Trump, is even like, this is going too far.
well, that's the other thing, is world leaders.
Yep.
World leaders all over are saying the same thing. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's I don't know. I like, how far do you think it's going to go? Do you think that all these super lib idiots are like, the internet's going to be 15 fucking people before all these, and some of these people that I'm referring to will probably be among them. But yeah, I mean, like, is it just, how far is this going to go? Are we going to be allowed to post on YouTube? Are we allowed to are we going to be allowed on Twitter by the end of this year, or in the next couple of years? Are we, you and our whole ilk, just going to be, memory hold like the rest of, you know what I mean? Like much more prominent. Are they just going to work down the line, or is it going to stop somewhere? Like, what do you think? What's going to happen?
I you know I don't know, because I mean, I think it could go either one or two ways. Either we're going to keep saying they're going to censor us, and they're not going to, just to fuck with us, or they're going to ban us all. And no, see, here's the thing: if they ban us all, no one's going to use Twitter anymore for anything, because then it will be a literal echo chamber, and that might be fine with some people, but like, the original purpose of Twitter was to like hear various opinions on, shit and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny brings up a good, or makes a good point, or whatever, observation, that Twitter will be MySpace by 2022. And that's another thing is, like I was saying earlier about people jumping from platform to platform. Inevitably, Twitter's going to die, Facebook's going to die, but I mean, those are the times when people need to be paying attention the most. And right now, I mean, Twitter's losing money and stock and shit, but again, I think people would be wise to say fuck social media. And if they really cared about any of especially these political, these predominantly political accounts, go fucking be political. Get off the fucking internet, man. Go talk to your community and
Yeah.
network with other politicians and shit. Like, I mean, obviously social media helps for those sorts of things, dude. But I don't know. I think it's become too heavily relied on for a vast swath of the public, not just in this country, but I think I'd be happy to see them all fucking die and go back to calling people on the telephone.
Well, and that's the other thing too, though, is like I have I still do talk to people on the phone, IRL.
Yeah.
As you know, because you and I have talked, and I mean, so talking on the phone is nothing new to me. I can tell that without Twitter, lots of people, including myself, would be a lot more productive throughout the day because it is a black hole. So I feel like if I were kicked off, it wouldn't be the worst thing. But on the other hand, it is in some ways the only way I have to contact certain people.
Yeah, again, I would be bummed, like, short of Discord getting showed just like entirely, because even if because I've known people whose accounts have been banned for various reasons and they still show back up. If my account got banned, that's one thing, but if like Discord itself got stream.me or MySpace, that would make me sad. Hopefully when that does happen, because again, I do enjoy the networking aspect and just spitballing ideas and joking with different people. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good that comes of it, and I think those things stand. So the things that are positive about social media is what built the goddamn tech giants into what they are, because they're it provides people things they as far as our human history is concerned, it has never been available before. So click of a button and talk to somebody wherever, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I just think it's an important time for everyone to take a deep breath and remember what's important, and try to take a step back, especially, and get as wide of an angle and stay vigilant and take care of what's important, and certainly social media accounts are not important. But the idea of them is, but so is the integrity of democratic, quote unquote, democratic elections.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of hills to die on right now. I don't suggest anyone dies on any of them, but
well, I mean,
it's important.
the other thing that I've kind of been doing is, the other thing that I've kind of gone back into is talking pop culture and, TV and movies and other shit on Twitter.
Yeah, I've noticed that, which is cool. I'm happy. That makes me happy because I know you love that shit.
And I mean, I've always kind of done that to a certain extent on Twitter and a little bit on the show too. I'll have some reviews. Well, actually, how far along in Cobra Kai are you, Gamma?
Actually, I have not watched it again. I'm still only on the first season. Only maybe like 5-6 episodes in or so. It's been I mean, I've been kind of busy doing other shit, and
Yeah.
I don't watch much of anything ever. But yeah, no, I'm only a few. I'm glad you said that because I do need to. When I've had the chance, I've been watching shit like I said this a couple weeks ago on Twitter that I was starting a '90s movie marathon that particular day, but it's kind of been going ever since. Like Mousetrap and do you remember the movie Mousetrap?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mousetrap?
I remember
Yeah.
I remember Mousetrap.
Yeah, like stupid fuck movies, stupid fucking movies from my childhood or like my youth that I haven't seen in 10, 15, 20 years or whatever. Um, but yeah, and I actually I think I told you this, but I just watched the second season of The Mandalorian as well, like within the last month or two, which did make me happy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
It was much better. I watched the first season and it was cool. It was fine. It was uh, it's fine. You know what I mean? But uh, second season was much more kept me I don't know,
Yeah.
kept me engaged more. I
Se-
guess much more action and stuff.
second
Sorry.
second season was better. Also, it is interesting though that you that we're talking about, me kind of switching over from politics to do entertainment and kind of doing the hybrid, because it is interesting. Thank you for reminding me. Because speaking of Twitter censorship and all that stuff, the outrage mob wants Gina Carano, the cartoon chick on The Mandalorian. They want her fired because she's a conservative and doesn't give a fuck about it. So people have asked me to weigh in on it. Not that I can do anything about it, but I'm glad that she doesn't give a fuck and is still, tweeting what she's tweeting, and you know, and also props to John Favreau for keeping her on board, and uh, props to Carl Weathers too for basically sticking up for her and saying that she's a good actor and that he doesn't really care about what her politics are. So, um, yeah. Basically, I'm glad that they haven't run her out yet. So,
Yeah, how do you feel about just a swift shift of topics? But I'm just going off a chat here. Bill Gates, one of the richest men in the world, quietly becoming the largest private farmland owner in the United States of America.
Yeah.
You familiar with that? I assume.
Yeah. So Bill Gates, Bill Gates is one of those people where when he start, I'm going to basically take the Bill Burr route here and kind of what Bill Burr was saying, because I think it pretty much kind of reflects what my thoughts are. But it seems like one day Bill Gates was just the Microsoft guy, who made cool computers and stuff like that. And now he's like some, super evil genius, like James Bond level villain type motherfucker.
Well, that's those observations aren't. I mean, they exist for a reason, man. Like the dude has been insanely fucking rich for your entire life. I'm pretty sure he's been one of the richest fucking people on the planet. And that whole time he's expressed, various degrees of, interest in vaccines and population control and feeding people bugs and all kinds of fucked up, weird shit like that. But I mean, personally, the acquisition of the land, I mean, he's not going to raise any crops or anything, but when the markets fucking crash, which they will, and the dollar and all the other shit that's been crashing for, again, most of our fucking lifetimes at this point. Farming will be king again in this country, and basically every country. It will come back down to tangible assets, and everyone needs to fucking eat. Everyone needs a place to raise things to eat, and yeah, I think the richest man in the world has just quietly been positioning himself to stay as such, just under a different,
Yeah, I
you know.
mean, so I've actually talked to people about this, and there are people who think that he wants to like starve people out, and that he's being, super nefarious, and party does kind of maybe think that that's the case. I've talked to other people who are more sympathetic and think that maybe Gates is, sees all this shit coming and wants to buy farmland to preserve it to feed people. And I'm not buying that one. Let me.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, though, Sam. Is I will guarantee you, and I hope I'm wrong about that forecasting that being in like the immediate future. I mean, it almost certainly is, but I guarantee you that if the markets crash and everything else, and Bill Gates is positioned in some, it's going to be sold as exactly that. Bill Gates saw this coming, and don't worry, because you're going to get it at these. It's going to be packaged as a humanitarian effort to save us from what they fucking made. They did this. That like the Bill Gates of the world they manufactured this fucking crisis for us and positioned themselves to be in position to break it all fucking down and rebuild it with more power, our stronger fucking grip around our necks. So I don't think, I hate to sound so black-pilled about the shit, because it's a nice thought to think that Bill Gates is trying to, is buying up all this farmland for people in the future. But again, why quietly? Why would why would he amass all of this land, 250,000 fucking acres or whatever it is, scattered all over the country? Not even just like one plot of land. It's dozens of acres here, tens of 100 acres there. It's fucking, it's all over the country. So why has he amassed a quarter million acres in the tens of acres at a time, and it's not already being donated to people? Why is there not black families tilling that fucking land in their own property? Why Black Lives Matter? Why is there not a fucking, maybe there is actually, now that I think about it, we just don't know. But like a compound for Black Lives Matter to live rent free and grow their their wonderful crops that they, God, that was funny. What was that in Chaz that they were trying to make a garden? That was fun.
So, are people bringing up Bill Gates because of my sweater and shirt combo? Is that why people are bringing it up? That was kind of a, okay. Yeah, I see.
I don't know.
I see now. Yeah,
that would be two. I think that's 2 times in a row that we've done our Batman and Robin, just the two of us, Whitfield report, and you've dressed like a fucking tech billionaire. What's going on, Sam?
Well,
I had the yeah.
Well,
Tim was Tim. What's his name? Fuck Apple. Fuck.
No, Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Yeah.
Who, I have to admit, part of me does admire Steve. He was a bit of an asshole, but but no, as far as Bill Gates being like an evil super genius, I mean, look, I'm suspicious as fuck of the guy as anyone, but I still feel like the really creepy dude in the room who no one wants to talk out for whatever reason anymore is in fact, I'm not even sure I can say this guy's name without being banned, but his name rhymes with George Moros, basically. So
Okay.
you know who I'm talking. You know who okay. Yeah,
Picking
that
up what you're putting down there, buddy.
that old dude, like I know, and this is the other thing I have to wonder about Gates, because Gates has to be like in his 70s now or something, right? Let me
I don't know. Go ahead, talk. I'll find it.
let me ask. How old is Bill Gates?
60.
Okay. Wow, he's 65. So he's not that old, but he is old enough to where like he's not gonna be running shit for that. Well, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, dude. If
To me,
he may already have a fucking computer brain to upload his brain into.
to me, to me, it just seems it seems like a lot of these like evil geniuses would have like, I don't know, heirs or something that they would want to like, pass the stuff on to, and then have them, control the evil empire or something like that. So,
Well, man, I don't know, dude. I don't think that I don't see Gates as necessarily as like a Bond villain, or like somebody who's trying to position himself as like a leader in a dystopian future. He's
yeah.
just a cog. He's a cog in the wheel. I mean, I know, like, I don't think he sees him as like a soul leader. I think he sees himself as whatever, elite or whatever elite power structure. I mean, the secret societies we all are familiar with, whichever one we don't know that they all exist
Bill,
in, the Porge Goros or whatever fucking name you said, those fellas of the world, and
who I believe is a legitimately evil guy, and
yeah.
whatnot. See, I think Bill Gates has more of the Thanos um thing with him, um from the Marvel movies, because Thanos is like, yeah, his plan is bad, but in a weird way. He thinks it's like, he thinks that like eliminating half the population or whatever is what's best. So,
Yeah,
like,
dude, he's the fucking, yeah, dude, yeah, Johnny. He's the fourth fucking richest dude on the uh in the country. He fucking hates you, dude. He hates all of us. He's the fourth richest dude in the world, not in the country.
oh yeah,
Yeah, so what? Like, he cares about the poor people that he can sway, that he can convince, just like any. I mean, yeah, I don't think that he's. I don't know, man. I just see it as like a big, moving, just fucking, like derailed train. There's a. I don't know, man. I don't really know how to describe how I see it, but I think most people see it this, at least a similar way. I don't think Bill Gates is, or Soros, or any of the names we're all familiar with, or again, they're all just cogs in the wheel of the machine that's crushing fucking all of us. And yeah, I have no doubt that they're all fucking evil in their own ways. And I have no doubt that they hate everybody, especially those of us with sentience and aren't in that tax bracket. But
yeah. It's
yeah, man, it's people. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It'd be one thing if Bill Gates just gave a bunch of money to a bunch of people and was responsible for funding all kinds of amazing research, which technically I guess he is in various ways. But the fact that
but
he's
that But that seems to be a front for a lot of the shady shit too, is what people.
Exactly. And I mean, if it were, if he were really any kind of benevolent, why does anybody need to see the man? Why does anybody need to talk to him? Just pump out your shitty fucking, Windows. I don't even know if he owns Windows anymore, but you know
No,
what I'm saying. Pump out your shitty programs
he
and fucking or OSs and
that's what he needs to get back to doing though, is fixing his company and whatnot. But
yeah. Well, he has no reason to do that because, again, excuse me. I think he's got information that we plebs don't. Him and his him and the other cogs in the in the machine. So big tech, all the tech is going to be, it's not going to make them money for much longer. Or at least not if they have their way, which is why be a good reason to buy up a bunch of fucking.
Yeah, Syria brings up a good point. You think the guy who tried to monopolize computer tech is going to try and do that with food? Yeah, I'm not saying that like Gates isn't a weird, shady dude. I'm saying that in his weird mind, he sees himself as more of like a savior of people. That's what I'm saying. I don't think Gates actually sees him. I think Gates generally thinks what he's doing is right for people.
Of course.
Even if
the most evil fucking people on the planet tend to. They think they're the good guys. They're the sociopaths that they think they're gods, or they think they're on their way to it. They're so smart, they're so good, they're some sort of divine something. You know what I mean? It's not unusual.
Yeah.
It's like a god complex. It's a god complex, man. It happens with fucking rock stars. It happens with doctors. You know what I mean? Like anybody with fucking power over other people. It's like
it happens with people on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
did you get another donation?
Well, I thought Scorpio said he was gonna call in here, but I guess he's busy jerking off to the Kurgans streamer.
Did you get a PayPal though? I thought Larry said he.
Oh yeah, Larry did say that he sent in a PayPal, so I am.
All right. While you pull that up, I'll be right back. Gotta go grab a water.
Yeah, I can't pull up the PayPal on screen without doxing my info and everyone else's info, so I'll do it on my phone real quick. Let me see. Larry Rapshaw for $5 on PayPal says happy birthday, Sam. Thank you, Larry. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate that, Larry. Thank you. So,
sorry about that, bub.
Nah, you're good. So,
Johnny.
Let's see.
Johnny says, after seeing what the media has done to President Trump, I think it's I'll add a bit in here. I'll read it verbatim. I think Hitler was probably pretty based on seeing what the media has done to President Trump.
No, I mean, and Johnny, you're not the first to you're not the first to say that. Obviously I think Johnny is being a bit ironic, but it does there is a saying that the victors are the ones write history, right? And I mean, I'm sure if we go back far enough and kind of go back theoretically, like suppose like back in the 1700s, like we had tried to secede, but the American Revolution never succeeded. That it never succeeded. I'm pretty sure that, like, George Washington and all those people would be considered like, terrorists and traitors and painted out, as like way worse people than they were, right? So that's always kind of a thought I've had in the background. But
Sorry,
yeah.
bud. I missed part of that. What were we talking about?
I was just going down the rabbit hole of it's funny, because Johnny's saying that the media made Hitler look pretty bad, and I think Johnny is being a bit ironic, maybe, of course, but
he may be bringing up some valid points. He may be being facetious, but I don't know if he's being ironic, because Hitler was pretty widely adored. I mean, he was, even in America, he was at the time.
Yeah, he
was pretty well approved of.
He was. That's the really weird thing. But also, what I was saying was, I heard a saying recently, like, history is determined by the victors, right? So,
that's an old.
Because
it's true.
Well, yeah, and it is true. So, if the American Revolution, like, let's say that the American Revolution had happened, but we had not won, and somehow we were still part of Great Britain or whatever, I'm sure our textbooks and everything would say that, like, Washington and Jefferson and the founding fathers, all those guys, we would probably think of them as evil fucking dudes, right?
Yeah, I mean, now, just to spread it out a little bit here, Stalin, he did have, like, he had all of the, like, artists and the musicians and shit murdered when he first took over power, I'm pretty sure. And that's pretty based. That's based as fuck. Musicians and artists, they can't be trusted ever. Stalin knew that. So,
but Apex, I've got news for you, buddy.
What's that?
You are a musician.
I'm not.
Really, you don't have a bunch of guitars and Pro Tools and
yeah, but Sam, that's like the joke, because, like, I would be killed, and I'm like, encouraging that sort of thing,
Yeah.
Well, come on, keep up, buddy.
Well, you are a gamma, so, and also Johnny, don't say that Stalin was based, because I don't need the gamma subreddit coming in here and saying, yeah, see, even Johnny thinks that Stalin was based, so
well, Karl Marx was a faggot, though, and anybody that bears his name who happens to be in the subreddit might also be a faggot. I don't know, though.
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty safe to say.
So, what, man, I feel like I had something else I wanted to talk about, and as usual, I can't remember what the fuck it was. Do you have other stuff you want to talk about?
Yeah, I
It's your birthday now, dude, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it is. Happy birthday.
You No, you don't. That's not how it works. Happy birthday to you, sir,
Happy
young
birthday
man.
to me, I guess. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for
You're
being
very
the
welcome, dude.
thank you for being the first one to wish me a happy birthday, even though technically I'm still 25. In your
No,
neck of the woods.
Kevin, technically, Mr. Dugan in the chat would be the first one. His came through at 11:03,
Oh,
which is now. Well, I don't know.
it's
I
12:03.
just I
It's 12:03.
Well, 11:03 my time, but
Mhm.
I know. Yeah, I got you. I just looked up and saw happy birthday in chat after I said it, so I figured he got there for me.
Johnny, well, I mean, do you trust what you've been told about history after seeing the press operate? Yeah, I mean, no, that's a good point. That would be interesting. I don't even trust what they've been saying out like history for the past 40 years, because I'll tell you what Reagan was. Well, Reagan's a weird one because Reagan's not the evil guy that the left likes to portray him as, but he's not quite the conservative saint that the right likes to paint him as either.
The way you said "Nazi" sounded like Nazi.
He's not he's not the conservative saint that the right makes him out to be. Yeah. But
yeah. So topics. Where were we talking about?
thank you, Kevin, and Nerai, and probably not Jen, and Morgan, who is hitting on me. So, but Morgan is always hitting on me, and Nerai, that is Island's Jen. She has survived.
Womp.
So, but by the way, if anyone were to come on here and ramble about QAnon and whatnot, I would think would be Island, but he hasn't been around, and well, I think probably because one of us banned him for harassing people, literally.
Still in the fucking basement. Yeah, so somebody come on here and ridicule us, or just talk about QAnon or something. I don't know.
Well, if the other DZ members come in here, I can guarantee you what the topic is going to turn into.
You should interview Island about Q. Yeah, that'd be fun to get like I've considered reaching out to some fucking weirdos on Twitter to see, like, first engage them in like a text, like a private conversation, and see if any of them would be interested in coming on to the show and like talking about this stupid shit they believe in. That we could get some interesting guests.
I'd love to talk to Q people. Actually, I know some, but I don't think it can be on. I don't think it can be on YouTube because of mommy Susan as
Well, it just depends on how you frame it, Sammy. You just title it QAnon is like you know what I mean, like
you know what
you don't frame it as like an endorsement, you frame it as like investigative journalism.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Yeah, but can YouTube tell the difference? They banned they actually banned, I'm not making this up, a few of the History Channel videos for talking about, Nazis. So, and
Right.
And yeah, Ted stole people were telling me to get Ted Beale on. So
Yeah, right, dude. They can dream.
I
No fucking way. Not unless you paid him an exorbitant amount of money and you'd sign some sort of fucking 5-page legal waiver about questions that could be, no chance.
I'm pretty sure I would also have to like swear a blood oath or something like that. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I might actually that weirdo Kurgan actually likes me for some reason. And I think Kurgan might wanna.
You could get him. Yeah, you could get him on the show.
I think Kurgan might wanna. I think Kurgan might want to talk to me about like converting to Catholicism, but he also wants to out simp me for Titty Salad's affections. So,
Womp womp.
which I mean, he can think he has titty salad, but that doesn't mean he has titty salad. So that's
yeah, that's true.
And the audio podcast crowd is like, you're making references that none of us understand. So,
yeah.
But
I saw somebody. I wish I didn't. I'm looking for the. I thought I saved a screenshot of it, but I didn't. But some prominent political talking head or something posted something on Facebook, and it was very concise. I really wish I saved it, but effectively, I'm gonna have to paraphrase, but I can get it as close as I can. I can remember it. Anyway, it's like so. Like the intention is Biden is to be inaugurated in an empty national mall, effectively empty, surrounded by 25,000 armed National Guard for an election that was certified in the middle of the night by the tail end of it is what I can't quite remember, but it's like, yeah, I mean, why the fuck are there 25,000 National Guard in DC right now? Exactly. If you know what I mean, like, there's it's hard to it's really hard to keep a level head on this shit because it's like, bro, if I've ever seen like a coup or like this, that's what it would look like. You would have there's not, I guarantee you, nobody or a handful of fucking people, dude. How many collective supporters showed up to Biden rallies over the past year? Not 25,000.
Well,
not even close to 25,000. So
not
right off the bat, there's. Go ahead.
Well, not just that, but my whole question was did you know any Democrats that were even like excited about Biden? Because I sure didn't. All of my web friends were
No.
All of my lib friends, or at least the libs, that I go to school with, they were either all into, Yang Gang, or they were into Bernie, but like there was no enthusiasm whatsoever for Joe Biden, even amongst the boomers.
Which is why I think that this next 4 years, it's going to be. I mean, of course, nobody wanted fucking Biden. They just wanted rid of Trump at any cost, and the wake up call will come, and some quicker for some than for others, for sure. But I mean, yeah, dude. All we can do at this point, all I can do at this point is try to keep a sharp eye and pay attention to what the fuck as much of what's going on as possible, and fold it all in to the grand scheme. I get a picture, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hope at least we get some comedy out of Joe Biden in the near future. He can't hide in the basement forever. I will not stand for that. That will be upsetting. He's got to get out there and talk like fucking corn pop. The damn old
Come
rusty
on.
razor blades in a rain barrel.
Come on, man. Like,
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on,
What?
man.
What do you got to do that for, man? What? What are we doing here? I don't.
Come on, man. It's fucking sick.
The way he says "come on, man," I feel like he could. I feel like that's the beginning of like a really inspirational speech, and then he loses it. Like he forgets.
It's like a soundbite, man.
Yeah.
Like I work with a woman that says hi. She says in like the just most obnoxiously bubbly way, but she says it exactly the same decibel, like tone. It's exactly the same every time she says it, and she's one of these people that like you say hi when you one or the other gets to work. You see each other for the first time. Hey, how you doing? Hi. And then
yeah, she's one.
10 minutes later, they come out like, hi. Like, it sounds like you sound like a fucking robot. It's a soundbite. You're not a real person. Stop doing that. Change it up, or I'm gonna poke you with something and make sure you bleed.
What's worse is the people that like. What's worse is the people that have like the really bubbly smiles, and I'm not talking like friendly or something. I'm talking like they have like. I'm not getting like they have like a really bubbly smile, but then like upon like further inspection, they have like the creepy Joker, grin, like that type of bubbly, where they're just like they're always smiling at you. They're a little like too giddy, right? For their own
good. It's fake.
Yeah, they're faking it. And Jen, how dare you?
How absolutely dare you, Jen? How absolutely dare you?
How absolutely dare you say? Probably not Jen in the chat. Probably not.
Oh, she'd do so much crack with Joe Biden or with Hunter because he's hot. I mean, look, bro. Don't hate. Just don't hate. Just shield your eyes and move along. It's fine.
Jen,
womp womp.
Jen, it's my birthday here. I thought it's my birthday. I thought you were here to flirt with me. I was gonna take my pants off for you even, but nope. No. Now I.
So wait, you just is that how it works on your birthday traditionally? And you're now 16 years on the planet. I guess that would make sense. You take your pants off.
Well,
having someone take their pants off for you.
Well, I mean, I can't see Jen. I can't see Jen. So,
bro, I don't know what kind of fucking spidey sense Aaron Cross in the chat has, but every fucking time an article of your clothing is mentioned coming off, he will just pop into the chat. Like he's not been here all fucking night, and you talk about taking your pants off, and he was in here in 15 fucking seconds saying, "Do it." That's awesome. Very cool. But do you have crack though? So you need crack at least to get Jen on board, or I mean, not Jen. Probably not Jen.
Can I? Oh, I'm not gonna make that joke. Fuck it. Can I snort it? Can I snort it off you? Can I snort it off you, Jen? Because that's what.
Well, you don't snort crack. You smoke it. I'm pretty sure. I don't think snorting it's not a good idea because it's like.
But isn't.
Never mind. Go ahead with your bit.
Well,
But you didn't
okay.
answer the correct question. Answer the people, Sam.
I don't, but I live in Florida, so
You live in Florida, so you
near
can get some.
Near asks what happened to this show. Well,
Sam, we
near
started paying attention to the chat.
well near
I'm just going with it.
I started paying attention to the chat, and then about like a year ago, the show kind of became like the fusion of Ben Shapiro meets Howard Stern or something like that. So it's political stuff for like the first hour, and then the other stuff is just complete nonsense.
We were doing great.
You eat.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I don't remember what I was going to say.
You all are we're doing great. Don't let crack it, Jen. Sidetrack the show. Near when are you gonna come on the show?
To be fair, Nira does have a point. If no one else is going to be in here to like break up the shit talking, I mean, what else do we have to talk about other than what chat's talking about? I mean, there's lots of stuff, but
What?
I lost my train of thought.
Well,
it's your show, fucker.
We could talk about like how I don't know. I mean, we've already bashed on QAnon. We've already talked about the inauguration.
Well, I mean, we touched on a couple of those things, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like we could. I don't know. There could be some expanding going on there. The censorship thing in particular, like the QAnon stuff, beyond the president, like the whole. Another fucking tweet that I wish I would have archived is another blue check mark fucking libtard idiot. Like 2-3 days after Trump got banned, or like a day or two after Trump got banned.
Yeah.
Tweeted out like, not gonna lie, I'm like even more freaked out not knowing what Trump is doing or saying than when when I could see all of his tweets on fucking Twitter and interact with his followers and whatever. And it's like, ding, ding, ding. Now you get it. Now, like, that's the whole point. One of the main reasons for, free speech, man. Like when you suppress it, I mean, the best case scenario is those people are going to find ways to say the same things just outside of the public eye where no one can be prepared for it or, fashion counter arguments to it, or, you know what I mean? Like, that's why culture's so fucking dangerous, cut people off from the rest of the world, from what they consider to be harmful ideas, which in most cult cases is just the whole rest of the world, and in this case, it's like, that's why I brought up Owen earlier, because it's like, I never wanted him banned. Although I did find myself celebrating his departure from YouTube, mostly out of frustration for, the Alan Powells, the Johnnies, and I mean, to a lesser extent myself, but all of the little channels that were, posting clips of him and losing channels left and fucking right, while Owen, as we all are keenly aware, stayed up for fucking ever and continued to be monetized. But yeah, so now he's actually building a compound and people are actually, you know what I mean? So he's it's the long stretched out version of, just what happens when, if there's bad people spewing bad ideas, those ideas don't need to be silenced. Some of them do. I mean, I guess some of them do. Like, you can't, well, I shouldn't say that. Any idea should be silenced, but
you
people
can't,
shouldn't.
You can't
the whole violence, incite violence, yeah, and call for violence against other people and shit like that. That's certain areas.
Which again, Trump was not doing that. I have people on Twitter keep saying that he's done that, and I've asked for video evidence. I've seen, as you said in the beginning of the program, I've seen videos where like people could kind of surmise that that's what he was doing, but I don't actually remember him. But like I said, nowhere near did he actually say, go and fuck shit up or anything like that. So, and also I want to go back to something that Johnny was saying. Talk about the fact that we have a fucking militarized green zone and shit. I lost it. Talk about the fact that we have a militarized green zone surrounding DC for the installation of our new dictator, which is exactly why, Johnny, I was saying last week in that video that it's not a good idea for people to go DC. I mean, I still think people will, and that's their right to do so, but I think, I think at this point, it's just giving Biden the excuse to maybe start pulling the trigger on Trump supporters. In my, that's what my more conspiracy-oriented mind has to say about that. So
yeah.
So just don't go if you don't have to. In fact,
there's no need.
In fact, don't even watch the thing. I'm not going to.
I will, because I expect something wild's gonna happen. Maybe not.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, I might do a live stream on it. It depends on.
Let's talk shit over it. That'd be fun.
It depends on what time it is, because I actually have a virtual class at 2 that day that is actually much more entertaining than Biden. So, but let's see. Yeah, not a fan. Nira goes, Jen, you can't sidetrack the show. You failed. Back to the basement. Well, Nira, what are you doing, sir? And by the way, I want everyone to know that Nira is probably the most entertaining guy from New York that I know. He really is. And I'm also proud of Nira because it's 12:26 a.m. in the morning and he's still awake.
Hi, how you doing? My name is Frankie Corleone. I'm from New York City, and I'm funnier than Neri.
Get the fuck out of here. No, if you wanted to do Fredo Corleone, it would have to be a lot whinier. So, or
I just couldn't think of a better, a funnier Italian name.
If we wanted to go off on a Godfather rant, I mean, I could talk about I could do a whole stream on how much I love The Godfather. If you want my WAP to really come out.
Yeah, of course you love The Godfather. Who doesn't? Everybody loves The Godfather. Just kidding.
You know what? I really appreciate good cinema and fuck you. So
because that's an obscure one there that
and also
nobody loves that movie.
And also fuck E Scorpio for not coming on the stream like he said.
Coward.
Like he said he would, but I do appreciate the I do appreciate the $5 or the 5 pesos. However much you gave. You gave me.
It's a significant difference. It's a significant difference.
Yeah, if he gave me pesos, it might actually be worth more, I think. So, Morgan says, show me your WAP, Sammy. Well, Morgan, the WAP is right above you, and that's near eye. So.
Hey, yo, Aim, can I get some coffee? No. I'll make my own. Okay, all right. Thanks, babe. Love you.
Hey.
So the Jews and the moon, none of them real. It's all fake.
Oh, that is something we could talk about real quick. I do want to take a moment to plug a new channel in the Ellen Benjamin Watch community, Squirt Fast Productions. He only has. He doesn't have that many. Let me check YouTube here real quick. Actually, how many? Let me. Okay. Oh.
Yeah, it's called Squirt Fast Productions, guys. It's the name of the channel. Squirt Fast Productions. I don't know what the thought process behind that name was, but it's funny as shit to me. So yeah, and I mean, it's like Milker Nation. It's like
I think it might.
so many others.
I think it might be another Milker Nation channel, for all we know.
I don't think so. There's very, very distinct editing, and certain. Yeah, no, Squirtfest does good work, but maybe who knows? Milker has been
he only
for a few weeks now.
He only has 57 subscribers.
Yeah, go sub to this guy or girl.
I'm putting his I mean, who knows? For all we know, he might actually be in the chat right now under his real name or something, he or she. But yeah, there's there is so I just linked Squirt Fast Productions channel in the chat. So
Yeah, you guys go sub for your long overdue dose of Owen clips. Keeping up with the Big Bird Spurg.
Because
Big Bird Spurg.
Because Owen is, because Apex and Johnny and I are kind of retired from Owen.
Yeah, I mean, only so far as I don't watch him. Like, I don't watch anything on D Live, and I think he's banned from D Live.
Yep, that's what Johnny said earlier in chat.
Yeah. F's in the fucking chat. I mean, again, like, I don't think that's a great idea because he's already got his compound and a network of, devout followers that have been paying him money and are desperate to get there. I don't know if it's true. I think Johnny said someone's already living there in the small house. Some bear is living on Owen's fucking property already. So yeah, like without him able to, broadcast his happenings, it's just going to be him and his cult. Which, whatever, that's fine. he can do whatever the fuck he wants. But if he happens to do anything illegal, just like anybody else, if they, if their quote unquote toxic ideas or rhetoric evolve into actually committing crimes, no longer will that be visible to the world. You know what I mean? Because they're going to be shown from society as it is, and anybody that fucking is, aligned with them will, or you get what I'm saying. I hope.
Yep.
Kind of losing the point.
And
So, go ahead.
And Johnny says he's going to try and sue D Live. Well, good luck with that. So.
Yeah, he's done, dude. I mean, it's what he wanted. It's literally it's what he wanted. It's what he's cultivated ever since he first, learned that getting kicked off of Twitter for defending something conservatives, hold as a core principle, that would boost his signal exponentially. He just kind of took that idea that I've surmised for a long time that he learned explicitly from Steven Crowder, and then when he got shunned from Steven Crowder, he just took it and made it, took that little bit of knowledge and made it his own.
Yep. It's funny though, because he didn't even get banned for anything cool, or noteworthy. He got banned for talking at David Hogg's pubic hair, right? Which is weird.
I mean, yeah, it's weird.
Not much else to say. That pause was actually really appropriate there.
Well, I was muted because, dude, this mic it's great, but I have the input turned all the way up, and I'm talking like a normal. It's weird because normally I'm yelling on stream or yelling into my phone, but I actually have to talk in like a normal voice to make the mic work. So I have to mute it to do anything, like take a drink or, And again, I'm holding the mic like a fucking open micer at a comedy club or something.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know, man. The internet. If there's one thing I've learned through all this, the internet is a really weird place. But that's also a duh, thing.
Well, I mean, again, I think it goes back to people are fucking weird. People are incredibly complex, and the ones that aren't downright insane have the capability to be. We all have the scale of what we're all capable of is pretty huge, just as people. So, and again, the internet is just a magnifying glass on a lot of good. I mean, there's good too, but it just seems to be, at least the way it's been catered for since its inception in our lifetimes. It's it's sort of weaponized. I mean, it just highlights all of the, again, puts all of the bad under a microscope, and I find that people that are self-aware prior to engaging on the internet, like genuinely self-aware, don't have much of an issue with it. But it's the people that have been coddled, like, the whole fucking generation of kids, multiple generations of kids now, that have been, told that they're perfect and they can do anything they want, if they try. If we'll throw that in there, but they've just effectively they've had their egos blown up their whole lives, and they've never really had anybody, or very few people, challenge them or really knock them down in any real way, and then they get up on the internet, and that's where we're at now. These people gain prominence, and I don't think it would be much different. I mean, it wasn't much different back in the fucking satanic panic, you know, music, conservatives fucking silencing fucking speech. You know what I mean? Because they were scared to death of kids, my generation, and before me as well. But, you know,
Yeah.
murdering babies and sacrifices and shit because they listen to Slayer, or, you know,
Or even,
I don't know. It's just amazing that was not that long ago. It was like 20 or 30 years ago, and that was the left. The liberals were the most staunch defenders of free speech, and you know, here we are.
yeah, how the tables have turned to the point now where there are actual conservative porn stars out there. And
Well, that's just a grift, man. Again, that's why.
yeah,
Another thing I've realized recently is why I never paid attention to politics, because it's all fucking it's all bullshit. So much of it matters to our lives, but the 90% of it, literally with somewhere in that range, is just bullshit. It's just a play. It's just theater. You know, it's, you know, there's focusing on it. If you're not doing something about it, it's a waste of energy. There's,
mm-hmm.
Thank you, Nira. I would like to humbly accept this award for Most Improved YouTuber of the Year. 16 days into the year. Very good. Thank you.
Wait, Nira, is that for 2021 or for 2020? But
I don't. Please, Sammy, don't take this from me, please.
I'm not.
You don't need clarifications. Just give me the award, and I will. You know, I'll pageant girl wave into the distance, or off into the sunset.
Apex is a good gamma, and an even better friend.
No, you're roboting on me, man. I don't know if you're roboting in the chat, but
I'm roboting to you because you're roboting to me a bit.
Shit. All right.
Okay, now you're not. Okay. He hung up, and now he's back.
Oh, there we go.
Near yeah, yeah, great job, Apex.
I don't know what I did, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, you've been my co-host for about a year now, over a year.
It's wild, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's pretty wild.
And you know, Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I do feel like I sound pretty good in my own headphones with this fancy new equip. I'm looking forward to really digging my hands into it, because it's a lot. Honestly, I'm so far out of the loop on a lot of this shit, but you know, I'm excited to learn it. You know what I mean? That's a good sign for me, because I just don't give a fuck about anything anymore. And I've got this pretty hefty hill, you know, of learning curve that I've got to get over with you know, both with this recording software and there's a lot to it, but again, I'm pretty giddy about it.
Will says co-hosting like a champ, able to fully carry the show when necessary. I don't like what you're. What
I don't like what you're implying, sir.
Let me try and do. I can't do a Vox impression, but I'll try. No, no. Let me explain something to you, Will. What you have to understand is, I don't like what you're implying, and because of that, you are fucking banned. You fucking gamma. Just kidding. No,
Banned for
that.
life, bitch.
No, I can host a show. You know what it is I think, in all honesty, I am being serious here. I think now that now that Biden is president, I certainly will be keeping an eye on some stuff. But like I said earlier, I want to talk about other stuff too. Just doing I don't know, TV reviews, movie reviews, just talking random crazy shit on the internet. We still haven't done a Titfield report. I'm pretty sure that will.
No, we haven't.
I'm pretty sure that will get us banned from YouTube.
No, because we intend to do it not only safe for work, but fairly wholesome. Just looking at, just comparing. Again, the reason we haven't done a show is because the logistics. The more I dig into how we would do it, the more it definitely looks like we would get banned, because we would just look like we would just be it would just be the most misogynistic nerd review of tits, not dirty, no, it would. I can't work with logistically in my brain how we would.
It can't.
Right, other than literally just pulling up a bunch of random pictures of women with big tits. I'd be like, "Yep, those are big tits." Okay, next picture. Yep, those are big tits. Nice big tits. All right, next one. Okay, these are what I call milk tanks. Okay, next, please.
Well,
you know what I mean? What are we supposed to do?
Well, we did kind of do that earlier.
Yeah, exactly. So it's it's better suited off the cuff. You know what I mean? Instead of, I don't see a way to work a show. I mean, I guess we could, but it just, again, I can't figure out how to both make it fun and funny for an audience. Again, we can just look at pictures of tits in Discord. We just post them in Discord, and we can be like, "Yep, cool." But how to make a show out of that?
Well, I mean, it's not like we don't already do that in Discord.
That's
right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so how do we make a show out of that?
Sierra says misogyny sounds like a blast. Yeah, it is. Misogyny is pretty fucking fun. I'll admit it. So,
I mean, racism, sexism, all the isms are pretty fun if you do them right.
Oh, Kaza. Oh shit! Thanks.
Oh yeah, dude, Abby Shapiro. Rip.
Yeah. R.I.P.
F's in the chat for Abby Shapiro's meme milk or titties. Now her milk tanks brought all the Nazis to the yard, apparently. Because one of the reasons stated for her said breast reduction is to kind of dampen the anti-Semitism, because Nazis hate big tits, apparently.
Which I hate to say it, but she's not wrong, because let's just say that as an investigative journalist, yes, I am pulling that card for this one. I may or may not have seen alleged leaked nude photos.
Of course you have. I've seen those. I mean, who hasn't seen those?
And let me tell you, they were nice, but
of course,
the site that they were posted on, nah, not so nice. And also, I'm gonna take this time to I'm also going to say that I interviewed the wrong Shapiro on my
Now that's a fact.
on my podcast.
Amazing.
Wait, yeah, they were amazing. So, more.
Go ahead.
So yeah, R.I.P. to R.I.P. to Abby Shapiro's fine ass titties.
Well, gone but not forgotten. The memes will live on. So what do you got planned for your big Sweet 16, buddy?
You know what? I'm not even gonna fight you on that. I mean,
your actual birth date. I know we all know how old you are, but because you keep correcting me, I keep going back to it. So it's funny. It's like don't feed the trolls kind of thing. So you're right. Good idea. Don't address it. Instead, tell me what you're doing for your Sweet 16 today, buddy.
Well,
What are you doing for your birthday? What do you have any plans for your birthday? Like anything big planned for today? Sorry, I don't mean to.
Well, well, technically, since today is Sunday, yesterday I went out to an Irish pub with my folks, so that was nice. And then I wasn't even gonna do a stream, but here I am entertaining you guys, and then tomorrow
talking to me,
talking to you, to my very best internet friend, or
that's right, bitch,
or friend.
Get in line, motherfuckers. Friend
or friend, however you pronounce it.
The good news is, thanks to your charitable actions for the chat here, I got a early test run for the audio end of my equipment, which is good because this is what I intend. I mean, the microphone came with it, but I do like talking on streams and stuff, so I wanted to make sure it works and all that good stuff. So I appreciate that. Nobody's complained. So surfing my titty photos. Oh shit. It's a good thing you can't. It's a good thing you can't post pictures in YouTube chat. Actually, yeah, no, it's a good thing you can't post pictures in YouTube.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing you can't post.
Definitely a good thing. It could be fun, but it's definitely a good thing.
It could be. Yeah, sure.
Hold the fort down, buddy. Unlike usual, I can't take the mic to the bathroom with me, so I gotta piss. I'll be right back.
Sure. You're going to piss. We all secretly know that Apex is going to go jerk off probably. Since we were talking about titties and whatnot. Also, Morgan, how dare you, sir? Titties should be your first favorite, always. Good thing. I would just be born in this place like Japan. Know that, Jen. I love you. So, yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine with that with that Apex here. Speed wax. Let's see. Yeah, the interesting thing about the Titfield report is we are going to do it. We just don't know how. We just don't know how we're going to do it. And also,
What are we doing? What are we doing? What's happening?
Well, I was just explaining that we are going to do the Titfield report at some point. We just don't know how yet. And also, the initial concept was to de-gay the bears, but that's impossible. So we're not going to.
Oh, dude, I totally just remembered the original premise of the Titfield. Oh shit! Sorry, hold on. I just now used to yelling into my phone. I just now remembered the original premise of the Titfield report. It was because we were talking Tulsi versus AOC as far as titties go, and you're like, well,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
So the whole idea would be like a showdown where it would be a panel. You, me, and whomever else joined us. We could have rotating guest judges, and we could have a series of do it like a fucking bracket. Have 4 sets of 2, and the winners move on. You know what I mean? Out of all of our silent votes. You know what I'm saying? That'd be fun, actually.
Mm-hmm. Jen wants to be the honorary tits girl of the Whitfield report, so she
Listen here, crackhead. It ain't that easy. Chill out. Smoke some rocks. We'll get at you in the morning.
she can be, but she's got to leave the crack at home. So also thank you for the birthday wish, Stone Nacho friend. So maybe some
Nacho in here?
yeah.
Oh, hi, Nacho. He called you crack. I did not piss in a Folgers can. Why would I do that?
It's better than what I thought. It's better than what I thought you were doing in the.
What'd you think I was doing? Oh, you know what I'm doing? Is grinding weed up. I was grinding weed up.
I thought you were doing that thing that Owen likes to not do in his shack.
Tim, I don't know what the hell you're saying or what you're doing. It sounds like you're leaning away from your mic or something because I only heard you say chat just now.
I said I thought you were room whacking there for a sec.
Oh, Johnny's having a fit.
Yes, Johnny. Yes, Mrs. Arcade. You have a question. Oh dear God. Look at what I started. Okay.
Yeah, you did this, man.
Johnny, and then Jen and Morgan. I'll answer that question right now. I'm not opening an OnlyFans page.
I don't see why on earth you wouldn't. You jump into every other platform. It doesn't have to be nudes, bro. It's just it's only for fans. Post some feats. Post the rape machine pre and post rape. Don't take any pictures of evidence, but let the fans in on the $5 a month, bitches, and you can see whatever. I don't know. Just make the OnlyFans for the meme and money.
Johnny asks, have you ever done gay stuff with another straight man? Yeah, Johnny. I mean, I watched Owen Benjamin videos for 2 years with you and Stereo and Apex and Chuck.
He said another straight man, bro.
Yeah, well, Not that I can. If he met another straight man, then no, I haven't. So
Wait, you're 26 today, right? Or 25?
uh, 26. Near
Oh, yeah.
I was 25 last year.
All year long, bitch.
I'm not, Kevin. I would never turn my back on these fags. They're my fags after all. They are my the DZ are my faggots. They are.
So, Sam, you are familiar with Aid and Tacky. We've talked about Tacky and
Yes,
I think
I
in my Discord.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they do have a Discord of their own that they started a while back, and I've been in there for most of the time, and it's been a shit show. I don't really go in there, but um, that's where she posts. Just like you do, stream notifications and whatever else. But she's been cleaning it out, and she
Wait,
made
is Tachi also a streamer? I didn't know that.
oh yeah, Tacky. I thought it was. I pronounced it as. Yeah, it's Tacky. And anyway, she streams with Aid. Her and Aid Zero do a stream, and that's what I was getting at. Is she just updated it? She's got like a music bot in there where you can like play. You can like put songs in a playlist, and there's a music channel underneath that just plays it like a jukebox. It's pretty cool. And I was checking out the new features, and I saw everybody left and went into the VC in there, and everyone was muted but two people. So I'm like, oh shit. So I just hopped in to fucking hear what was going on. And it was just some spurgery, some fucking dude leaking DMs because he thought he was somebody else. One dude was Belgian and kept saying nigger, you're a nigger. But the point that I'm getting at is Aid and Tacky just fucking hit live. They went live from the VC while these people were arguing when they thought they were in private. And I played like the inadvertent like moderator and tried to figure out what they were arguing about without letting them know. There was a chat that was trying to figure. Now everyone felt really bad about it, but wait, what subject? What was I talking about? It was really funny though. Yeah, I don't know. It's like it brings up the point, or it brought up like a moral, like I don't know, like a moral quandary, I guess. Of like Aid felt really bad about because it's Tacky's idea. Just fucking live stream this shit because everybody loves the spurgery, people fucking yelling at each other and calling each other names and shit, but they didn't say anything she didn't say anything to the people that were arguing, saying like, hey, we're going live. But notifications pop up in the Discord, and it's the internet, man. Like you should be operating at all points in time, assuming that, especially if you're dealing with other people, that whatever you're saying or typing is being recorded, if not by the government, or certainly by the government or governments, then likely by whoever else you're communicating with or somebody in the vicinity. You know what I mean? Like it's just a, I don't know. It's just like, it's all documentable. I don't know. I guess you shouldn't, you should just, I don't know. How do you feel about that? Like, what do you think?
Well,
like if like you and I were arguing in Discord, and say I had way more people in my Discord, and there were just randomly 8-9 people in there, and we were arguing about something. Well, I guess you and me wouldn't be a good point because these two douchebags weren't friends. But like if people were arguing in your chat and you were like, "Oh, this is interesting," would you just hit live without saying anything and stream it?
No, I wouldn't because I'm not a dick, but I know
Well, it's also not really your your kind of content. They, these Aid and Tacky like kind of inherited the internet blood sports sort of thing. They like,
yeah. No,
yeah, they're just like, yeah.
I got that. I'm more of
I know what you are, buddy. I'm just saying. I was just kind of mulling over the idea of like, because again, Aid felt really bad about it, and I'm like, well, I mean, I guess you maybe should, but probably not. Like, who cares? Nothing. It's not like anybody got doxxed. Nobody got hurt. It's just fucking idiots yelling at each other. It got broadcast. Who cares? Like I don't know. I guess it's all about the content for some people and whatever else. I apparently changed the subject, but I only brought that story up because we were not talking about anything. At least I thought.
well, I mean, we're coming up on 3 hours here, and
Okay, cool.
we're kind of running we're kind of running out of topics too. But I mean, I guess I don't know, man. Any predictions for how this crazy week is gonna go?
Well, excuse me, sorry. I predict that I will. I don't know. At least get some guitar tracks laid down and start figuring out how to edit them. As far as the rest of the country, like I said, I mean, I don't think anybody's going to show up to the inauguration. I think maybe a few people will, but the restrictions that they're putting on it for if you do show up, like no balloons, no selfie sticks, no nothing. You show up with your fucking hands up. So I don't think anybody's going to go. So it's going to look like fucking some North Korea shit. Maybe not, maybe minus the actual parade, but just a leader surrounded by his military, and a newly democratically elected president of the free world with no free people there to, celebrate, or I don't know. I think it's going to be just another week the same, dude. Just unbelievable shit after unbelievable. But it all has to be believable at this point. The fuck, dude.
Jen wants me to smoke crack off her titties. That sounds fun.
Yeah, freebase. You'll have to heat that titty up good first. You might lose. She might lose a tit, though. I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah. That doesn't sound worth it. I mean, I could. Yeah. Anyway, we'll have to save that stream for the Pornhub Live.
Patreon exclusive, bitch.
Yeah. So, but anything having to do with Jen and her. I mean, the woman is just magnificent in general, but Jen's titties are equally magnificent. So, yeah. And
go ahead, man. Sorry.
And with that, with that all being said, Apex, you were gonna say something?
No, I was gonna say good night and thank you all for coming, and thank you all donators.
Yes, thank you for the birthday monies. I really do.
Very cool.
I really do appreciate it. We've already hit let me check here. We've already hit 50% of our. We've already hit 50% of our goal. No, 51% of our goal for the funds. So halfway to
Nice.
halfway to 100 for the Whitfield Report funds. So
Hell yeah, dude.
actually,
Well, thanks everybody, and thank you, Sammy. As always, it's a pleasure. It's nice to do get the just us boys. I'll do like have another guest, but the Versa, I don't know. I liked all the Versa dudes, but just too many people on the stream all the time. I can't. I have enough trouble focusing as it is.
yeah,
So,
yeah, we're going to we're going to have to get those guys on. Nira goes, Jen snuck her way into compliments with
crack
crack
talk, yeah. No. She's been talking crack the whole time with no avail. She threw a titty in. That's what it was. The titty won her. That's all.
Yeah.
She knows Sammy.
Happy
Yeah. So
birthday,
yeah.
happy birthday, Sammy! Dreaming of only you tonight. Well, Jen, I appreciate that, but I know you dream of me every night. So,
OnlyFans.
counted my
Oh, your
PayPal in that
PayPal in that amount.
amount. Well, we're actually over 55% then. So, yep, we're going. So, next year I'll give you a piggyback ride around the the gulag exercise yard for your birthday. Well, Johnny, if we can be cellmates in the gulag, I'll be up for it. So,
all right. Good night, everybody. Good night, Sammy.
and
have a good weekend.
Yeah, good night, all.
Have a great birthday, dude. Happy birthday again.
And thank you all for joining me. And from all of us here at NGC Studio, good night. God bless. God save this great nation. God, freedom, legacy, in that order, as my friend John Neary likes to say. And yep, yeah, John, yeah, Neary, I am a simp, and I'm a man simp for you too. So how about that? Anyway, good night, folks, and I'll talk at you down the road. Later, Gators.